Okay guys, could the 1980 Mr Olympia controversy be repeated? And this thought has come up to me recently with Kevin's return to the Olympia. There have been many controversies in the competition over the years. I won't give specific dates, but there was Phil and Kai, Jay and Ronnie, Jay versus Victor, Dorian in a few years with his injuries, Haney and Labrada. But the point in all these ones is they were the incumbent champions that kept winning, and it's always difficult to dethrone the champ. Now, the biggest controversy, arguably, is the 1980 Mr Olympia. Now, I wasn't following bodybuilding at the time, but I do recall seeing Arnold's win on the TV, and that was probably because it was in Australia, and yes, I am that old. When I saw him, I was in awe, and I thought he was just huge, but now looking back with a more educated eye, he's not nearly as impressive as I thought he was. Now Arnold returned to the Olympia after an absence since 1975, so quite a few years there, and I really think the competition had changed and increased quite a bit in the quality. Now there's a number of concerns with Arnold's participation in that event. He pretty much straight out lied to his fellow competitors that he was going to be involved in the event, pretty much until almost warm-up time, really, it seems. He was invited without qualifying, though as a previous multiple winner and his history, that's probably a fair call. He's a long way from his best. His legs were quite weak and narrow. Many of his body parts were significantly smaller than they were in his prime. He relied a lot on his bicep shots, which were still impressive. And probably not even too much change in the biceps, really. He had really good friends on the judging panel. Reg Park, it stayed at his place heaps, and been a bit of a mentor. Other guys that he'd developed relationships with over the years, and he was the golden boy of Mr IFBB himself, Joe Weider. Look, he's got to have some sort of influence. His subsequent win was very controversial. There was lots of anger from the contestants. Mike Mensner pretty much gave up after that due to the politics and never returned to competitive bodybuilding. He was in really good shape, and he ended up placing 5th. From what I understand, he was actually tied 4th, but they made him 5th. Three-time Mr Olympia turned up a bit smaller due to injury, but ripped and didn't win. And it's notable that Arnold talked him into competing, despite Zane having concerns about his size and condition. Chris Dickinson was very good, deserved his 2nd place easily, but he obviously was disappointed in the outcome as well. Roger Walker, Australian guy, he was in good condition. He's a big unit and probably outsized Arnold in a lot of shots, but he's a little bit blocky in the waist, but still he was in shape and a real threat. Several of the contestants threatened to boycott the 81 Olympia, and a lot of them didn't turn up from what I remember. The question is, and the point of this video is there any potential for this to occur with Levrone'S return? And apologies again if I keep repeating his name wrong, but it's what I have in my head as being how you say his name is Levrone. The crowd support behind him will be massive, maybe equally as massive as Arnold's on his return. Given his age, his competitive history. There may be a lot of judges that have grown up with him and are fans. He has a legend. He's a bit of an icon. As an uncrowned Mr O. He's got strong support from the IFBB with his special envoy. He's dedicated a lot longer training for the event than Arnold. Arnold, what I recall and what I read, is only a few months, even if that. And Levrone'S been very active on social media with his lead up, and he's created a stack of buzz and excitement for this year, and I'm one of the ones that's excited. My answer is no, and the reason is I think the professionalism of the sport with respect to the judging has improved, and I would expect and hope it will be unbiased. The weeders are no longer an influence. Rest in peace both of them. He never was a Mr O. He got close quite a few times with seconds, but never won the event. And I consider, though it's been part of the factor for him, the build-up for him and the excitement for him is today's media age. I think that also is going to be a reason why he can't win. The footage will be streamed live and HD photos will be available almost immediately. There's nowhere to hide, You're not going to get photos like you did back in the early 80s, where it was 3 to 6 months before you'd get a magazine, depending on where you lived. And sort of the event had died down by then, so if you saw old photos from 6 months, 3 months ago, you're not going to be as upset about the result as you would be if you got them fresh on your iPad, on your computer, immediately. So I think that is going to be the reason that if he does win, he will do so on his own merit, and I hope so anyway.